On this Saturday evening, welcome to the campus of Western Washington University for a gigantic GNAC battle in men's basketball as the Western Washington Vikings welcome in the top-ranked 15-1 in conference Seattle Pacific Falcons. Inside Carver Gym, I'm Sean Wally, joined tonight by Ben Bagley. Ben, this is going to be a fun game tonight.
Fun game, rivalry games, always never know what's going to happen. This one incredibly important for Western's postseason aspirations. Seattle Pacific #1 in the GNAC, Western Washington in a three-way tie for second with just 3 games remaining in the schedule. Especially this game and the remaining 3 are going to be hugely important as to where Western gets seated in that GNAC tournament.
Western Washington getting back to their winning ways, won 3 out of 4, including 2 in a row. They only have 1 loss here inside Carver Gym. And Thursday night, a huge night from the man that goes everywhere here for Western Washington, Trevor Jasinski, 21 points.
Yeah, Trevor is the senior leader of this team, and he's leading the team in scoring with 14.4 points per game, and he leads in assists. The last 2 times these teams met up, Jasinski shot just 1 of 8 from 3, and poor shooting really just sunk Western altogether. However, he is coming off a strong game on Thursday, as you mentioned, against St. Martin's. He scored 20 points for the first time since January 2nd. Trevor is a tremendous leader, and he's really rallied this team after their rough stretch earlier in the year where they went just 2-5. Additionally, this might be the last time that he gets to face the rival SBU, so you got to believe he's going to have his squad ready for battle.
Also on Thursday night, the rocket was huge, especially in the second half for Western Washington. D'Angelo Minnis did big things.
Yeah, 3-point shooting and D'Angelo Minnis go hand in hand. He is top 20 in the conference in 3-point shooting, shooting over 40%. In his last 2 games, he went 5 of 7 and 4 of 7 from deep, and the team shot over 40% from 3 in both of those games. On Thursday, they shot a season-high 14 threes. They made a season-high 14 threes. During that really rough stretch, they went 2-5. The team struggled quite a bit shooting the 3-ball, so it is absolutely a welcome sign seeing D'Angelo Minnis and other players like Trevor Jasinski, Sion Rojas, and of course, 3-point specialist Leif Anderson knocking down the long ball.
For the 15-1 in conference Seattle Pacific Falcons, they are led by Devontae Moffitt, averaging over 16 points per game.
Yeah, Devontae Moffitt currently #4 in the GNAC with over 16 points a game. He torched the Vikings for 27 points the last time these 2 teams met up in Seattle, and he's on a streak of 10 straight games scoring double-digit points. The sophomore from Spanaway is also #6 in the conference in assists, and he leads the team in free throws made. What this means is that he does a tremendous job of driving and then either dishing it out or drawing a foul. In the last time these 2 teams met, Logan Schilder didn't play due to an injury, so it'll be interesting to see how the great driver meets the great shot blocker in this one.
Another guy that the Vikings have to be aware of for the Falcons, it's Harry Cavill, averaging over 13 a game.
Yeah, he's the second part of this SPU 1-2 punch. He's averaging 13.3 points a game. He's also a great defender and a really aggressive rebounder, averaging 7 boards per game at just 6'6". He's a player that does all the dirty work for SPU, for the team that leads the conference in defense and is second in offense and rebounding. He's coming off a 24-point outing against Simon Frazier and is looking to help the Falcons, who have already secured their spot in the GNAC tournament, finish the season strong in this rivalry matchup.
Mano a mano tonight inside Carver Gym, #1 versus #2 in the GNAC. The Falcons and the Vikings up next, right here on Vikings TV.
Fans, at this time, we'd like to ask you to rise and remove your hats. It's time now to honor America. Tonight, performing the national anthem, please welcome Caitlin Bertelson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets oh my God, glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's contest. First we'll meet the visitors, the Seattle Pacific Falcons. At guard, a 6'6" junior, number 4, Harry Cavell. At guard, a 6'2" sophomore, number 13, Devontae Moffitt. At guard, a 6' senior, number 22, Gabe Colissimo. At center, a 6'9" redshirt freshman, number 23, Philip Fullerton. And at forward, a 6'6" freshman, number 24, Sean Anderson. The Falcons, they're coached by Grant Leap. He is assisted by Kagan Boone, Kefri Fazio, George Parker, and Zach Webb. Viking fans, are you ready? Six-man, put your hands together. It's time now to meet the starting lineup for your Viking. At guard, 5'10", redshirt freshman, number 5, the Rocket D'Angelo Menace. At guard, a 6'6" senior, number 10, Sion Rojas. In the middle, 7' center, number 15, Logan Shielder. At forward, a 6'7" sophomore, number 22, Jalen Green. And at forward, a 6'8" senior, number 24, T.J. Trevor Jasinski. Your Vikings, coached by Tony Dominguez, He is assisted by David Dunham, Bob Hofstetter, and Otavio Jude. Sixth man, it's game time!
Happy Saturday evening. Welcome to the campus of Western Washington University. Sean Wally alongside Ben Bagley for one final Saturday night. A big GNAC battle. The Vikings hosting the Falcons.
Last Saturday night here in Bellingham, but boy, did we save the best Saturday for last. Seattle Pacific 16-1 in the GNAC first place. Western Washington in a three-way tie for second at 11-6. Huge rivalry game. Anything can happen. It will certainly be high energy and tons of fun.
Vikings win the tip. Begin with the basketball. Jalen Green out top. 15 seconds gone by. First half inside Carver gym. Jasinski to Green. Baseline. Gets the roll. It's down and in. 2-0 Vikings.
Nice assist there from Trevor Jasinski. He leads the team in total assists, finding Jalen Green open down right near the basket. Jalen Green doing good work, getting big, getting strong, and getting it in.
The Falcons, an amazing year. 20-5 overall, 16-1 in conference. Can the Vikings make them work tonight? Three straight away. Rims out. Rebound to Jasinski. Looking to add to this 2-0 Viking lead. Jalen Green back to TJ. Trevor had 21 on Thursday night. Little push off there, not called. Trevor missed the shot. Should have taken advantage and made it, but instead the rim said not right now. 18:50 left, first half. Back comes Moffitt attacking the rack, going over Schilder. It's 2-2.
That's what Moffitt does so well, just driving right in there. Last time these two teams played, Schilder did not play. Moffitt saying no problems, can still drive it at will.
That shot, much better than the last from Trevor Jasinski, a three-pointer. It's 5-2 Vikings, 18-25 and counting, first half.
TJ went just 1 of 8 last time these two teams met up. The team shot just 8% from 3 in that game. Welcome sign, knocking down his first triple he attempts.
Look at Mount Schilder blocking Harry Cavill. Vikings on the run. Rojas attacking the rack, layup good. 7-2 Vikings. 2 minutes nearly gone by.
Vikings with all the momentum right now. Great job there. Capitalizing on the block, getting down fast in transition. Vikings with an early 5-point lead. Fans are into it. Vikings rocking early.
Great crowd here inside Carver Gym. That shot short, but the offensive rebound. Putback won't go. Tip won't go. Mount Schilder the rebound, and he is fouled. And this gym is already rocking. Just over 2 minutes gone by.
Schilder going to work down low. Already with the big block early. Fighting off 3 Falcon offensive players trying to grab that board. Logan came up with it, got fouled. Nice aggression, smart rebounding by the big 7-footer.
TJ in the corner to Rojas. Rojas in the paint. Back outside to TJ. Jalen Green out of Renton, Washington. 10 to shoot for the Vikings. He rises baseline. Too strong on that one. Back come the Falcons. Seattle Pacific getting to host the GNAC tournament. First full weekend of March. Both these teams will be there most likely. Vikings haven't officially clinched, but barring a crazy collapse, they will be there. Foul is called in the lane as Philip Fullerton is fouled. Viking foul hit to Jalen Green.
Look at some of the ranks of these teams in the GNAC. Scoring offense, Seattle Pacific number 2, Western Washington number 3. Scoring defense, Seattle Pacific number 1, Western number 4. These teams are both top 5 in field goal percentage and 3-point field goal percentage, along with rebounds, blocks, and steals. Certainly statistically 2 of the absolute best teams in the GNAC. And in the West region, Seattle Pacific is ranked number 6 and Western number 9.
Fullerton misses the second free throw, but are they calling a lane violation? I believe so. They are on the Vikings.
Fullerton will get another shot at a free throw here, shooting about 71% on the year.
Fullerton takes advantage. It is now 7-4 Vikings. 3 minutes gone by here in Bellingham, Washington. Rojas has it for Western Washington. Left-hand dribble in the lane, attacking the rack outside to Minnis. Back to Rojas. 10 to shoot for the Vikings. Cross court, Jalen Green. 6 to shoot, Jasinski with it. The fadeaway looks good, and it is 9-4. Trevor heating up early.
Trevor looked great in the win on Thursday. He is certainly heating up. He has scored more points in each of his last 4 games, with each of the last 4 scoring more than the previous, looking to capitalize on a 21-point performance in the win over St. Martin's on Thursday.
Another missed shot, close, but falls off the rim. Trevor for 3, 2. Oh, I was going to say too strong, but that just rimmed out. Still 9-4 Vikings. Back come the Falcons.
Trevor also wanted that 3 to fall bad. I'm sure he'll keep firing all night.
Trevor comes up with the steal. He's breaking away. He's got Minnis. Look at the step in the lane. Doesn't get the foul. Doesn't get the shot either. 15-53 and counting.
A little bit awkward there from TJ. Didn't know if he wanted to take the straightaway layup or go underneath. Got caught in between and couldn't convert the shot.
Fullerton the jumper. That's off rim. Look at TJ skying for that. The one-arm grab. That was a manly rebound right there.
Yes, it was. He wanted it. You can see it. We like to see that kind of aggression, especially in rivalry games. And so far early, Trevor Jasinski looks like he wants this one bad.
Jalen Green finds D'Angelo Minnis, who's been quiet so far this evening. Minnis gets it back in front of the Falcon bench. 4 to shoot. Something's got to happen. Green underneath. What a nice, very low skip pass from Minnis to Green. 11-4 Vikings.
Very confident to even try that pass. Minnis attempting what many players would not. Almost rolling it right on the ground to Jalen Green. Jalen makes it done to happen in the post.
Moffitt, leading point scorer for Seattle Pacific, being guarded by Minnis. Driving on Minnis, finds Mount Schilder, picks up his dribble. Outside, 6 to shoot for the Falcons. Moffitt has it, Jasinski on him. 1 to shoot, shot blocked by who else? Mount Schilder. They need to let that go. Are you kidding me? Wow, they don't, but that's okay. The Vikings are happy with it. 14:38 left first half. Vikings all smiles. They're up 11-4 on the Falcons as you take a look at Trevor Jasinski, the shake, the bake, the fadeaway on Vikings TV. Back here in Bellingham, the nice skip pass to Jalen Green. Vikings lead 11-4 as you take a look at the Western Washington huddle here on Vikings TV. 14:38 left first half. Kids having a good time here inside Carver Gym. Sean Wally alongside Ben Bagley. All smiles if you're a fan of the Vikings.
Absolutely. Trevor Jasinski right now leading all scorers, 5 points, along with 2 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. Jalen Green also has 4. So far, Trevor Jasinski, the senior leader of this team, him along with Logan Schilder, the 2 real mainstays of this Viking roster over the last 3 years. Trevor Jasinski showing early tonight. He wants to show that the Vikings are a force to be reckoned with heading into the postseason. Wants revenge from that loss to Seattle Pacific earlier in the year. He's playing strong, and these Vikings are firing on all cylinders right now.
Well, as Jasinski said in the postgame Thursday night, that they were, oh my goodness, Trevor Jasinski goes baseline, racks the rim, 13-4 Vikings. Look at him, he is pumped.
Trevor fired up right now, and he should be. All the momentum is with the Vikings. Trevor rocking the rim on that last one.
14:05 left first half. Falcons have yet to answer. They have free throws and a bucket. 1 field goal, that's it. They're looking for a three out of the corner, and that is good. Nailed by Shaw Anderson out of Kelso, Washington, 13-7 Vikings.
Shaw Anderson with that corner three. He's number 1 in the GNAC, shooting 58.5 from deep. From deep.
Rojas misses the three, right into the arms of Moffitt. Back come the Falcons. Olsen in the lane. Outside to Anderson. Anderson working on Green, picks up his dribble. Cavill finds El Marty. That's off the rim. TJ the rebound. 13-15 left first half. The Rocket outside to Logan Schilder. How do you almost overthrow Schilder? Right back to the Rocket. That 3-2 strong. That is back-to-back threes missed by the Vikings, and they don't get the rebound. That's not a recipe for success. But yet they're saying it is Viking basketball. Seattle Pacific completely beside themselves right now. Head coach Grant Leap pacing up and down the court here at WECU Court. And now they reverse it to Falcon basketball.
Falcons, shooting just 2 of 10 from the floor so far in this one. That's 20%. They are 1 of 2 from deep.
Moffitt working on Minnis. Olsen loses the basketball out of bounds. That's a turnover to the Vikings. It's a good sign for Western Washington if they can continue to cause havoc on the defensive end.
Logan Schilder, after that turnover, showing a lot of emotion, yelling out, "Let's go, let's go." He and Trevor Jasinski right now fired up as the Vikings hold a 6-point lead.
Schilder top to Rojas. 12:30 left first half. In a fast-moving first half, Bellingham, Washington, Jalen Green looking for Schilder, who hammers it down. 15-7 Vikings. They're feeling it here tonight.
Logan loves throwing down those alley-oops. If you watch him closely, you can always see him pointing up, like throwing the alley-oop. They did that time, and he slammed it down. Vikings, their largest lead of the night. It's 8.
Schilder on defense. The short hook is missed by El Marty. Back come the Vikings. Rojas on the break. Backs out. Finds Minnis. TJ has 7 points. Looking for more. Schilder for 3. Off iron. Ball batted around. The Falcons have it. Moffitt. Green on defense. Moffitt averaging over 16 points per game for the Falcons. Cavill, the skip pass. It's knocked away out of bounds. Last touch by the Falcons. That's yet another turnover. Viking basketball. 11:35 remaining here in Bellingham as you take a look at the mini alley-oop to Mount Schilder. 15-7 Vikings on Vikings TV.
Quality food brings people together, so we continue to provide the best and freshest food available. Every day, we reach out, finding the best producers right here in our backyard. At Hagen, we partner with passionate local producers, farmers, and fishers to find you the best sustainable, fresh, and organic food. Hagen, Northwest Fresh since 1933.
Trevor Jasinski getting his due, going baseline, attacking the rim. You get another look at it, and look at the emotion from the senior. A fun night here inside Carver Gym.
Right now, Vikings just outplaying the Falcons on both sides of the ball. Vikings shooting 50% from the floor, Falcons shooting just 18%. Teams are dead even with 8 rebounds apiece. However, get this, Vikings have made 7 shots, assisted on 6 of them, sharing the ball extremely well, finding the open man, and getting the easy bucket off the second pass.
Thank you for joining us tonight on Vikings TV via YouTube or GNAC.TV. 11:35 remaining. Sean Wally alongside Ben Bagley. 15-7 Vikings, and it is Viking basketball as Trevor Jasinski is ready to inbound to Sion Rojas. Falcons have no interest in full court press. Rojas Cam Rutherford now in the game for the first time. And wow, I thought I threw it away, but it was tipped by the Falcons. It'll be Viking basketball as Leif Anderson returns or enters the game for the first time. D'Angelo Minnis takes a seat for Western Washington.
Leif Anderson entering the game right here. He just tied the Western all-time record, making 8 straight three-pointers over 3 games. He is 9 for his last 10.
Cam Rutherford baseline out top to Green. 10 to shoot for the Vikings. TJ the hot hand so far tonight. Skip pass right to Jalen Green's ankles. Couldn't handle it. Back come the Falcons. Cavill, travel, absolutely has got to be the call, and it is. Multiple steps, more than 2, which means turnover to the Vikings.
That ended in a turnover, but almost a very exciting play up at the rim. Cam Rutherford went up to meet him. 2 players kind of backed off once they heard the whistle, but it was almost great dunker versus a great blocker. Too bad we didn't get to see it.
Jasinski looking for the handoff, doesn't get it, but he gets it now out top. The 3 is off the back rim. Cavill the rebound. Olsen and the Falcons looking for points. 3 on the way from Anderson. It's missed. Jalen Green the rebound, and a foul called on Seattle Pacific.
Jalen Green went up, grabbed that rebound at the highest point. As he was coming down, he got bumped by a duo Seattle Pacific players. Resulted in the foul.
Jacob Medjo hit with his first foul.
Just the first team foul called on the Falcons. Only 2 have been called on the Vikings.
Nobody in foul trouble as we're nearly halfway through half number 1 in Bellingham, Washington. It's been a bit of a scoring drought. It's been 15-7 for a while. Jalen Green cannot change that. Misses the 3. Back come the Falcons. Olsen across half court. Good touch pass. Harry Cavill, his 3 is off the rim. Cam Rutherford cannot corral it. Falcons do, but they step on the baseline. Medjo out of bounds. Viking basketball.
Mentioned that it's been 15-7 for a while. Vikings have not scored in the last 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Falcons have not scored in the last 3 minutes and 49 seconds.
Somebody's got to take advantage of that.
Somebody you'd think has to. Western just 1 of their last 6 from the floor. Falcons just 1 of their last 10 from the floor. Defense right now winning out over offense.
D'Angelo Minnis back in the game for the Vikings. Trevor in the lane. It's blocked by Moffitt, but a foul is called. Will it be on Moffitt? No, it will be on Sharif Khan, his first foul. Moffitt got all kinds of basketball. Didn't really see Khan involved there, but the ref did. Trevor, 7 points on the night, looking for 8. Gets not 8. He'll try again, 1 more free throw.
Trevor shooting 81.5% from the line this season. From the floor, he shoots just about 42%, and from 3, just over 30%.
Jasinski out of Camas, Washington. Hits the second free throw. It's 16-7. That ends the long scoring drought. Back come the Falcons, who are 20-5 overall on the season, 16-1 in conference play. Very impressive. 3 straight away from the top, rims out. Medjo with the miss. TJ the rebound to Minnis. In basketball, you live and die by shooting. Sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't. Right now, shots are not falling for Seattle Pacific. Jasinski to Minnis out top. 9 to shoot for the Vikings. Minnis wants spacing, finds TJ baseline. 4 to shoot. TJ throws up a prayer, not even close. Rebound to Cavill, back come the Falcons. Olsen in the lane. Shot, hits glass, and that's it. Rebounds to Cam Rutherford. Green attacks the rack. Are you kidding me? How did he get that to fall? He wasn't even looking at the basket. Like I had eyes in the back of his head.
Jalen Green with the circus shot, putting the Vikings up by double digits for the first time in this game.
18-7 Vikings. Another 3 straight away. Short. The miss again by Medjo. And we have a foul on the floor. It appears to be on the Vikings, Cam Rutherford. That's a shame because they had the rebound and Could have gone on the offensive attack.
Seattle Pacific scoreless in the last 5 minutes and 15 seconds. They are one of their last 13 from the floor. That only make was a three-pointer. Let's take a look here at the circus spinning around, throwing that over his head by Jalen Green, putting the Vikings up 18-7.
Look at Cam Rutherford diving on WECU court for that loose ball. Falcons have it. 3 on the way. Too strong. Rebound to Rojas. 18-7. Vikings up 11. 8:25 to go, and they can add to it.
Last time these two teams met, it was the Vikings that couldn't make a shot, shooting just 8% from 3. This one, Seattle Pacific, shooting just 11.8% from the floor so far.
Anderson going baseline. Looking for Jalen Green. Knocked away. Falcons have it. Back comes Seattle Pacific. Moffitt. Step back 3. Thought about it. Instead, he hands to Olsen. Olsen attacking the rack off window. It's good. 18-9. Vikings by 9. Rojas offense. Oh, wow. That's a blocking foul. Seattle Pacific cannot believe the call. Braden Olsen hit with the blocking foul as you take a look at it. 7:50 left. 18-9 Vikings in a fast-moving, fun first half here in Bellingham on Vikings TV.
I would summarize my experience at Western as I was a guarded, nerdy kid who loved to perform, who allowed herself to put in the time and the effort to carve herself into something.
Jump in the trunk, jump in the trunk,
And whatever that was has led me to where I am right now, to be a fully realized woman. And I'm really thankful for the time and the effort that I put in for myself, because if I didn't do it, no one else was going to.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
The Western Washington Vikings during the timeouts. They're up 9. Lots of smiles here inside Carver Gym on the campus of Western Washington University. Sean Wally alongside Ben Bagley for a bittersweet final Saturday night of the regular season.
Yes, it is, but we will be
At
right
home.
at home, yes. Doubleheader coming up on Tuesday, however. Western women's basketball, who has already clinched a spot in the GNAC championships, will be playing at 5:15, and the men will be playing at 7:30. Be sure to come out to WECU Court and catch both teams in action on Tuesday.
7:40 remaining first half. Jalen Green going baseline, the up and under move. Too strong over the basket. Back come the Falcons. They are down 9. Driving baseline, the skip pass. Outside they go to Olsen. Nobody on defense. Olsen had a shot. Instead, the 3 wide open is buried by Gabe Colazimo. 18-12, Vikings by 6.
Great vision there by Olsen, knowing the man was in the corner to find him. Everybody was all turned around, all confused on defense. He knew right where his teammate was to knock down the triple. Speaking of knocking down triples,
Anderson answers, and he's been so hot, as you mentioned, from 3.
10 of his last 11 from deep. Leif Anderson giving new meaning to the term three-point sniper.
Olsen with it for SPU. Anderson guarding him. Down low baseline. That's Anderson. He gets the window to work for him. It's 21-14, Vikings by 7. Sion Rojas off the screen from Cam. They swing it to the Rocket, D'Angelo Menace. Look at the speed, and that is why he is the Rocket. 23-14 Vikings.
Great job by D'Angelo being able to stop on a dime and elevate for the floater. He was charging at the rim full speed and then just said, nope, I'm going to stop here and shoot it. Knocked it down.
Inside 6 minutes left, first half. Moffitt with it, guarded by D'Angelo Menace. Moffitt now on Cam, and the floater from 5 is good. That's 4 points on the evening for Moffitt, 23-16 Vikings.
Great job by Moffitt there, splitting the defense. Almost lost his dribble, but controlled it and elevated for the post shot.
Rojas gets it back after losing it almost in midair. Finds Menace. Cam Rutherford likes to shoot threes. He could have had a up and under foul right there, but instead Menace takes the shot, and the bank is open on Saturday night. 25-16 Vikings.
Stopping on a dime again there, this time for an elbow shot. Does such a good job making it seem like he's going to drive and then just stopping, pulling right up. Back-to-back shots knocked in by D'Angelo.
Jalen Green gets the block, but staying with it is Shaw Anderson. It's 25-18 Vikings. 5 minutes left, first half.
Both teams now finding their grooves offensively. It's turning into a good one here in Bellingham.
Rojas looking for 3. It's short. 4:50 remaining, first half in Bellingham, Washington. Olsen. Hands off, out top to Moffitt. Moffitt working on Rojas. The arm, they want the offensive foul to the Vikings. They don't get it. Ball out of bounds off Cam Rutherford. Tony Dominguez is hot.
Let's take a moment here as Trevor Jasinski checks back into the game. With his 8 points in this one, he has moved into 11th place all-time in Western scoring. He passed Mike Frenza, who played here from 1969 to 1973. Trevor now 1,442 points on his career. Congratulations, 11th all-time in Western school history.
Trevor can do it all. Cavill, hands off, a wide open 3 on the way for Seattle Pacific is drained by Shaw Anderson yet again. 25-21, here comes SPU.
A little bit of luck there for SPU. That ball rifled into the corner. It went through the hands of a Western defender trying to get a steal on it, right to Anderson, who knocked it in.
D'Angelo Menace, what body control. 27-21 Vikings.
D'Angelo scoring the last 6 points for the Vikings. He has 6 on the night. 3 possessions in a row have seen number 5 take the shot.
Anderson in the lane. Finds Fullerton. Viking bench wants to travel. They don't get it. 10 to shoot. Attacking the rack, going off glass. The bucket is good by Gabe Colazimo. 27-23 Vikings by 4.
And a great job there by Colazimo, elevating the floater over the wide frame of Logan Schilder.
Good rotation on the 3 by Schilder, but it's off rim. Moffitt the rebounds. SPU can cut into this 4-point deficit, but not this time. Schilder the rebound off the miss from Moffitt. Ahead to Rojas. Outside, Anderson for 3. Leif Anderson is in another world from the 3-point line. It's 30-23 Vikings. 3 minutes, 9 seconds left. All smiles and high fives in Bellingham on Vikings TV.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Welcome back here to Bellingham, Washington, and Carver Gymnasium. We have a rivalry battle on tap right now. Western Washington leading Seattle Pacific 30-23. D'Angelo Menace has scored the last 6 points for the Vikings before Leif Anderson knocked down a triple. Leif Anderson has hit 11 of his last 12 threes. He's 2 for 2 in this game as well. Leif Anderson shooting 43.1% from 3 on the year. Check out his last couple of games. 4 for 4, 3 for 3, 2 for 3, and 2 for 2. Great addition off the bench. Western for a while there, and they're on their 2-5 stretch. 3-point shot just was not falling for them. Leif Anderson must have said, you know what? If nobody's going to make the 3, I am. And he has been on fire from deep as of late.
7-point Viking lead, SPU basketball. Inside 3 minutes left, first half. Harry Cavill's been quiet tonight. Runs through Trevor Jasinski, and an offensive foul is called. No, excuse me. I thought the official went the other way with that initially.
It looked like, I think it was just a very spirited blocking call instead of an offensive foul call, and that was actually called on Logan Schilder. Looks like he got him on the head when he was trying to block the shot, and it will send Cavill to the line.
Harry Cavill's been quiet so far this evening. Just 2 points. Make it 3. He converts the three-point play, his first scoring of the evening. 2:50 remaining first half, a 4-point Viking lead. If this is a sign of anything to come in the GNAC tournament that SPU will be hosting, should be some good basketball on display. Jasinski on the block. Going up and under baseline. He is fouled. SPU thought they got all ball. Harry Cavill doesn't believe the call. But it's not on Cavill. It is actually on Philip Fullerton of the Falcons.
One thing that happened the last time these two teams played is Western had many more turnovers than they did assists. This one, just 2 turnovers for the Vikings and 11 assists as they add up another one right there.
Schilder showing some agility, goes baseline, 32-26 Vikings. 2:20 remaining first half in Bellingham, Washington. The chant of defense from a very nice-sized crowd here tonight inside Carver Gym. Moffitt in the lane, finds Mount Schilder, but then he finds wide open Philip Fullerton, who he lays it up and in, 32-28 Vikings.
Western gets a ton of blocks. They're number 2 in Division II with over 5 blocks a game. However, sometimes that aggression can come back to bite them. And the team went up trying to get the shot there. Seattle Pacific just went around and found the guy streaking right to the rim.
How that ball didn't fall, Anderson still wondering. Schilder hit with the foul as Moffitt drives to the lane. Moffitt will head to the free throw line. That's 2 on Logan.
And another example there of when trying to get the blocks and lead you to be a little bit too aggressive. This time it led to a foul. Logan Schilder, instead of going straight up with the ball, came down on Moffitt's arms. Clear foul. He was trying to get another block. He gets so many, over 2 per game. However, this one resulted in a foul.
Moffitt hits the first free throw. 32-29. Game getting tighter as we get close to the end of half number 1.
Moffitt, who's at the line right now, just knocked down the first one. He shoots 82% from the line. There are 4 players on this Seattle Pacific roster that shoots over 80% from the free throw line. As a team, they shoot 80.3%. So fouling this team, certainly not a strategy, as they are exceptional from the charity stripe.
Moffitt out of Spanaway, Washington, the sophomore with the Spanaway Lake High School. 1:45 left first half. It's a 2-point Viking lead. Vikings seeing their lead shrink here in the final minutes of half number 1.
Western this year is 12-1 when leading at halftime. Let's see if they can hold on to this narrow lead right here.
Menace directing traffic for the Vikings. Into the lane, looking to use his quickness, looking for Trevor. Finds Trevor in the corner, rising for 3, and it's down. TJ makes it 35-30. That's 11 for the Vikings.
Defender right in his defender. I almost couldn't hear you because this court is so loud right now. Jasinski rising over the defender, knocking it down.
Anderson finds Cavill. Then wonderful move under the basket. 35-32. Vikings by 3. Just inside 1 minute left. We have a 30-second timeout on the floor as both teams want to figure out the final minute. Of course, each team would love the lead heading into halftime, as normally good things happen when you're leading at half.
Normally they do. Normally leading at half leads to a victory. This game started off very slow for Seattle Pacific. They have absolutely turned it around. Quick look at the numbers. Field goal percentage from the floor. Vikings shooting 51.7%. Seattle Pacific shooting now up to 40%. They were shooting right down there around 10% earlier. From deep, Western is 4 of 13. Seattle Pacific 3 of 9, both shooting over 30%. Seattle Pacific winning that rebounding battle 17-15. Western with 13 assists to Seattle Pacific's 6. SPU 4 turnovers, Vikings just 2.
RJ Seacrest in the game for the Vikings. Out top finds Jalen Green. Back to Seacrest. Seacrest into the lane. The jumper, way too strong. He gets his own rebound, goes right back up and lays it up and in. 37-32 Vikings.
Great job there staying with it, recognizing the miss and elevating to snap that rebound before anybody else could, putting it right back in the rim. Coaches love to see it when you follow your own shot and get that second chance point.
Stay with us at halftime. Tyler Payne joining us, graduate assistant and former Viking guard. Final 15 seconds of half number 1. Vikings by 5. About a second and a half differential on the game and shot clock. SPU clearly looking for a 3, but instead driving the lane. Shaw Anderson makes it 37-34. 2 seconds left. Anderson throws up a prayer. Wanted a foul, didn't get it. Tony Dominguez wants the foul as well. But that is how half number 1 ends. 37-34, Vikings by 3. A fast, furious first half that had the Vikings doing great things. And at the end of half number 1, they lead by 3. As graduate assistant Tyler Payne joins me here courtside. Tyler, what a first half. You had a big lead, but SPU a great team. They fought back. Basketball is a game of runs and ebbs and flows. How do you stay positive? You're up 3 going into halftime.
Basketball is a game of runs. Just got to weather the storm, stick to what we do, and I think we'll be good.
TJ.
Yeah.
Always doing great things. He had 21 on Thursday night. He's got 11 so far here tonight.
Yep.
You got to feed him.
Definitely. I mean, just keep getting them in position to be successful. That's what we try to highlight throughout the course of this week. He was in the slump for a couple games, so we're just trying to find him in the spots here comfortable and let him perform and do what he does.
When SPU's hitting their shots and starting to make a comeback, what do you tell the guys to keep them from getting down?
Like I said, it's a game of runs, so that thing's going to happen. I mean, they're not going to miss every shot. We're not going to make every shot. Stick to what we do, stay strong on defense, and everything will be all right. 2 of the top teams in the GNAC. This is a fun atmosphere here tonight in Carver Gym, man. Definitely. It's good to see.
Get inside that locker room, and let's have a fun second half.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for your time. Tyler Payne, graduate assistant here with Western Washington University. It's halftime in Bellingham. Vikings 37, Falcons 34. Second half coming up next on Vikings TV. Back here in Bellingham, Washington, Sean Wally alongside Ben Bagley, and we are set for a furious second half of play. Vikings have held the lead the entire way through the first 20 minutes of action here inside Carver Gym, but it's getting tight. 37-34 Vikings.
Taking a look at these stats here, we know Western plays better when they shoot better than their opponent. They are 15-1 when they have that higher overall shooting percentage. You can see in this one, Western shooting 50%, Seattle Pacific just 41.9. However, the Falcons shooting that three-point ball at a higher clip, getting just a couple more rebounds, a couple more assists. But look at the bottom there. Look at all of those assists by the Vikings, moving the ball extremely well, threading the needle right through the Seattle Pacific defense. Seattle Pacific started off the first half extremely slow, shooting just about 11% through the first 10 minutes. However, they turned it around in a big way, battling back. They were down double digits at one point, now shooting, as we see, 41.9%. Always fun in a rivalry game. This one definitely going to come right down to the wire. We are set for a fun second half of basketball.
Two of the top teams in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference doing battle. Earlier this season, Seattle Pacific beat Western Washington by 9 on January 23rd, 74-65. Vikings look to turn that tide and that table over tonight, pay them back as both teams get set for the GNAC basketball tournament. First full weekend of March, hosted at Royal Brome Pavilion on the campus of Seattle Pacific University.
Quick look at the stats here for the Vikings in the first half. Trevor Jasinski leading scoring with 11. Jalen Green, D'Angelo Minnis, and Leif Anderson with 6. For the Falcons, Anderson with 12, Moffitt 6, Kalismo and Cavill each have 5.
SPU begins with the basketball. They can tie it with a 3. Cavill driving, ball thrown out of bounds, but tapped by Sion Rojas, so it'll be Falcon basketball. Just 18 seconds gone by in half number 2. Sean Wally with Ben Bagley and our entire Vikings TV crew here with you. Falcons need to inbound. Moffitt just does get it into Cavill. They swing it to Anderson. Anderson driving on the big man. They go back outside. That's Kalisimo with it. Anderson, the jumper, not even close. Rebound to Trevor Jasinski. He walks it across half court. Finds Rojas. Rojas, Jasinski, Schilder, Minnis, and Green on the floor for the Vikings. Going baseline is Rojas, and he steps on it. Turnover right back to SPU.
Rojas and Schilder there try to run a little pick and roll action. When Logan rolled to the rim, Sion rolled right with him, so there was no separation made amongst the defenders. Rojas then had to try and come up with something crafty. He tried going baseline, step on the line. Rojas and Schilder are going to need better communication to execute that pick and roll more effectively going forward.
1 minute gone by, and traveling is called in the corner. Philip Fullerton gives the ball back to the Vikings.
Back-to-back turnovers. One for Western, one for Seattle Pacific. Such a close game like this is going to come down to who can make the big plays and make less mistakes. We'll see how well these teams try to cut down on those mistakes as Western misses another one. Turnover back to the Falcons.
The Viking bench up in arms, thinking that ball went off of Cavill. Referees don't confer, they don't change it. It is SPU basketball. No scoring in the first minute, 20 seconds here, half number 2. Cavill goes down low to Anderson. Anderson backing in on Green. The little short baby hook is good. It's a 1-point game. Vikings up 1.
Jalen Green's a good defender, however, playing in the post, not his forte. Good job by Seattle Pacific finding that mismatch, backing down Jalen Green and getting the points in the paint.
Jasinski has 11 all in the first half. He needs to heat up here in half number 2. Shoulder outside to Minnis. 10 to shoot for the Vikings. Minnis, the 3, short. Rebound to the Falcons. They can take the lead. 2 minutes just about gone by in half number 2, and Vikings will get the ball back.
A little bit too advantageous of a three-point attempt there last time by D'Angelo Minnis. This team certainly has players that can knock down the three at a high rate. However, what kills them so often is they just take ill-advised threes. Need to take smarter shots, extra pass, knock them down.
Jasinski, the up fake, finds Rojas. His three, rims out. SPU the rebound, that's Anderson. Once again, Falcons can take the lead. Moffitt only has 6 points tonight. He averages over 16. Cavill averages over 13. Calissimo with it, working on Green. His random short little hook off the top of the backboard. Back come the Vikings. Minnis directing traffic, finds Jasinski. His jumper from the baseline's good. That's 13 for TJ.
TJ, the leader of this team, coming down into the clutch time. When we get down with about 2 or 3 minutes left in this half, he's going to be the guy taking those shots. Nice to see that he's making them early. It'll give him confidence later on.
3 minutes gone by in half number 2 in Bellingham. Nice skip pass in the lane, moving without the basketball. That is Gabe Colazimo. 39-38, Vikings clinging to a 1-point lead. Green, top of the key to Schilder. Minnis has it now. Rocket into the lane. Did he step on the baseline? He did. Second time that's happened here in the second half for the Vikings.
Disappointing there by D'Angelo Minnis. He tried to stop on a dime and loop back around. However, when he stopped, went a little bit too far. Plant foot went all the way to the baseline.
Rutherford and Anderson return for the Vikings. Rojas and Schilder to the bench. 16:35 left, second half. Vikings clinging to a 1-point lead. They have never relinquished the lead in this entire game. Cavill looks to change that. He cannot. Ball loose, and a loose ball foul called on the floor. Appears to be on SPU.
First foul of the half is called on the Falcons. Looking quickly at foul trouble. Nobody in foul trouble. Medjo has 2 personal fouls for the Falcons. Schilder with 2 for the Vikings.
16-12 remaining in this contest. Leif Anderson, the sharpshooter from 3, finds Rutherford. Back to LA. Anderson, left-hand dribble in the lane to the rack. Pops out. 4 minutes gone by, second half. Back come the Falcons with again a chance to take the lead. Olsen outside looking for 3. Falcons drain it, and that's Medjo. Their first lead of the night, 41-39 Falcons.
Medjo, the big guy, shooting 36% from deep. This whole team knocks it down at a high rate. And right now they have the first lead of the game.
Rutherford trying to answer, cannot. 2-point lead for the Falcons. Back they come. Moffitt to Olsen to Cavill. Cavill going baseline on TJ. Olsen gets it back. His jumper off the rim. Jalen Green the rebound for Western Washington. D'Angelo Minnis to Rutherford. The Rocket gets it back. 3 from the top is good. 42-41, Vikings back in front. 15:04 remaining in this contest here in Bellingham, Washington. As you take a look at Minnis from the top for 3 on Vikings TV.
The Teaching and Learning Academy is an organization that's housed in the library, and it's where people come to have conversations.
They deal with serious issues that have emotional impact in ways that are typically not found in a class.
We've talked about diversity and inclusivity on our campus and in our community.
It not only enriches my education, but also impacts the ways that I can continue my leadership roles.
Welcome back here to Bellingham, Washington. Carver Gymnasium, Vikings versus the Falcons. Number 1 in the GNAC versus number 2. Right now the Vikings holding a 42-41 lead, 15 minutes and 4 seconds remaining. Here in this second half, Seattle Pacific off to a bit of a faster start than the Vikings. Seattle Pacific with 7 points in the second half, Vikings with just 5. 42.9% from the floor are the Falcons, 33% are the Vikings.
One-point Viking lead. You didn't expect this to be a blowout either way, right? Two of the top teams in the conference. We want a little drama on a Saturday night.
Always rivalry games as well. Rivalry games always seem to bring out the best of both squads. One team could be 20-0, the other could be 0-20, no matter what. Never. There's bad blood between two teams. These games always get fun.
SPU looking to regain the lead. The fadeaway is good. Shaw Anderson is having himself a night. He's got 14 on the night.
This game beginning to become a back and forth battle. Both teams need to keep the foot on the gas pedal.
Vikings looking possibly like they're going to turn it over, and they do. Moffitt streaking into the lane. Jalen Green skies for the rejection. Leif Anderson saves it. Does it go off of SPU? I believe it did. Tony Dominguez. Look at Jalen skying for the rejection. Leif, don't see him there, but believe it was thrown off of a Falcon. Are they going to take a look at this? Apparently there's timeout on the floor. Vikings trail by 1. 14:29 remaining. Second half.
This one turning into a back and forth battle. It seems like right here in the next 5 minutes we might see a lot of lead changes. What it's going to come down to is which team, A, has the better game plan, and B, can execute what they want to do better. Let's take a look here at Jalen Green getting up once again. Skying, getting way above the rim, taking away points from Moffitt. Great athleticism from the sophomore. Hustle plays like that can ultimately go a long way in deciding close games like this one. We're having a lot of fun here. This court is rocking. Place is packed here in Bellingham as number 1 and number 2 in the GNAC continue to do battle.
This crowd definitely rivaling, and maybe even more fans here tonight than we saw at the normal big rivalry game with Central Washington.
This one might have drawn more fans because right at the end of the season, there's so much riding on this game for the Vikings. All of the Western faithful coming out in support.
TJ, good defense. The miss by Anderson. Moffitt gets the rebounds. Tony Dominguez wanting the officials to figure things out. Resetting the shot clock to 17. It'll be SPU basketball, Cavill to inbound. Moffitt with it. Falcons a 1-point lead. Moffitt off the screen. Rojas guarding him. Moffitt to the rack. Sion all over him, and a foul is called on Rojas.
One of the things Devontae Moffitt does so well is driving and drawing fouls. He's made over 100 free throws on the year, far more than anybody else on his team. He shoots it at 82%. Last time these two teams played, he had 27 points. 11 of those came from the charity stripe.
2-point lead for the Falcons after the first free throw. Second free throw. Fourth coming. On its way. And good. 45-42, largest lead for the Falcons tonight.
Moffitt now is 4 of 4 from the free throw line. And the Falcons haven't missed yet, 7 of 7.
Sion Rojas for the Vikings to Anderson. 6 minutes gone by, second half. Jalen Green. Down low to TJ, outside to LA, the up fake. Going baseline to the rack, lays it up, too strong. You got to hit that.
That was pretty, but you got to make it count. Leif Anderson with a great move to get inside. However, the kiss off the glass just a bit too strong. Rims out. Vikings still trailing by 3, needing a momentum shift here.
Good ball movement by the Falcons. 11 to shoot. Cavill with it. Braden Olson in the lane. Gets Jalen off his feet and drains the jumper. It's 47-42. Falcons by 5.
Once again, the defensive aggression by the Vikings just a bit too much. Jalen Green going airborne trying to block it. Seattle Pacific says thank you very much. Goes up and under for the easy mid-range bucket.
Foul called away from the basketball on the Falcons. That is on Jacob Medjo, his 3rd, as Anderson checks out for the Vikings. Minnis is back in. Medjo will take a seat for SPU. Minnis directing traffic to Rojas. Rojas going baseline, and a foul is called on Braden Olson of the Falcons.
I'm surprised the refs didn't let that one go. Olson with some hands on Rojas. Rojas, however, with an arm extended trying to get past him, looked like it's going to be a nice no call. Whoever referee saw it in favor of the Vikings.
Vikings down 5 after leading the majority of the contest. Rojas top of the key off the screen. Cam Rutherford attacking the rack. He lays it up and in. 47-44. Vikings down 3.
Vikings now trailing by 3. Remember, they led by 11 early in the first half. Seattle Pacific obviously playing much better than they did at the beginning of this game. Vikings need to continue to up their game, play better than they normally do to close this game out.
How did he find him? Get that bounce pass between 2 Vikings. What a pass by Olson. Bucket's good by Fullerton, 49-44 SPU. Rojas to Jasinski. It's been quiet in the second half. He needs to find the fire. Jasinski trying, rising, and drains the 3.
Trevor Jasinski, when he gets hot, he can go off. 16 points for him.
You know, he might have his AirPods in and listening to me because he must have heard me.
Oh, totally. I'm sure you are responsible for all the success of Trevor Jasinski.
You know it. Cavill the up and under. Gets that to roll in. 51-47 Falcons. Jalen Green for the Vikings. Hands off to Rojas. Down low. Green on the block. Goes up strong. 51-49. Vikings hanging around. 11-18 to go in this big GNAC battle. Olson, Minnis guarding him. Olson finds Cavill. Cavill getting deep under the hoop. He is bumped and fouled by Cam Rutherford. Foul will be on Cam. Cavill to the line.
Let's take a look here at Trevor Jasinski rising up, knocking it down. 16 points for number 24. It's a 2-point ball game. Falcons 51, Vikings 49. We'll be right back here on Vikings TV.
When I learned about the Sustainability, Equity, and Justice Fund, it was this large sum of money for students to make Western a more sustainable campus. I was in the rec center just kind of thinking about this. People are working out super tough, and all this kinetic energy is wasted. I found out that there were products there on the market that would generate energy for Wade King Rec Center, and just wrote the application for the grant.
It's not about generating the electricity in order to feed electrons back into the grid. It's really about educating students. Making that bridge between theory and practice is really key to what we do at Western.
Back here in Bellingham, Washington. Sean Wally alongside Ben Bagley for this big GNAC battle. Inside Carver Gym, the Falcons have found their way in front, 51-49 over Western Washington. 11:03 left in this contest.
Both teams coming out firing here in the second half, both shooting over 50% from the floor. Vikings being out-rebounded in this one, 25-20. SPU ranks number 2 in the conference in rebounds. Western ranks number 3. Western, if they are able to grab a couple more rebounds, they'll be able to create a couple more possessions. A key offensive rebound could create 2 points, but normally there would be none. Look for them to get more aggressive on the boards here, have everybody crash, trying to get those extra opportunities, claw back into this game.
52-49. Cavill has another free throw. Cavill averaging over 13 points per game. Misses the second. Rebound to Rojas and the Vikings. 11 minutes remain in Bellingham, Washington. Rojas attacking the Rockets, poked away, stolen. Cavill to the rack. He hammers it down.
Jasinski tried to trail him there and get the block, but Cavill too quick, too strong. Getting up, flushing it down. 5-point Seattle Pacific lead.
54-49, 10:38 remaining. D'Angelo Menace, the redshirt freshman.
Interesting to note here, both Schilder and Rutherford on the bench. Playing the center position is Luke Lovelady.
Jasinski for 3. Off iron. Rebound to SPU. That's Calissimo. Olsen working on Lovelady. Cross court. Cavill for 3. Short. And a foul called on SPU going over the back. That'll be on Philip Fullerton.
Solid job by Jalen Green boxing out. Fullerton trying to get the board. Jalen Green staying low, staying in position to get that box out. Defensive foul called over the back.
10-10 remaining. Jasinski inbounds to Menace. Vikings need a score here. They're already down 5. Need to get this crowd back in this game. Menace. Lovelady. It's been quiet tonight. Hasn't had a lot of action. Jalen Green. 12 to shoot for the Vikings. Looking for TJ in front of his own bench. The skip pass for Green. Stolen away. Moffitt. His bounce pass down low. Poked away. Menace trying to get it and cannot. And now a foul is called on D'Angelo Menace as bodies hit WECU court.
Luke Lovelady started that off, poking the ball out. It then ricocheted off D'Angelo Menace's leg. Scrum for the ball ensued. Menace trying to grab it. You can see he grabbed the leg. And that's what the foul was called on. Scrum did not work out in favor of Menace that time.
Cavill in the lane. The jump hook won't go. Battle for the basketball. Can the Vikings get it? Lovelady does. Ahead to Menace. Menace finds Jasinski. Jasinski. Cross court. Lovelady. Lovelady spins baseline on the block. Can't get it to go. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Falcons.
I believe that shot might have actually been blocked by Medjo. Luke Lovelady getting up. Good job by Medjo. Staying up there with him, getting a hand up, no foul. However, that ball ricocheted off a Seattle Pacific defender. Vikings have another chance with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
LA with it to Menace. Vikings need a score. They're down 5. Back to Menace off the screen from Lovelady. Menace to the rack. He's bumped. Fouled. Count it.
D'Angelo Menace, he does not have the size advantage, clearly. Much shorter than nearly everybody defending him. Getting up. Look at how he puts the ball on the other side of the body, getting it out and getting it up so it can't be blocked. If anybody when he goes in and gets the ball outside, if anybody tries to block it, they're going to have to go over his whole body and foul him. It was kind of an unstoppable way to get into the basket. He was fouled on that time and knocked down the shot. 3-point play, back to a 2-point game.
Menace with 12 on the night. Inside 9 minutes left. Excuse me, here in Bellingham, Washington. Olsen drives, attacks the rack. Foul called on Luke Lovelady to the dismay of the Viking fans and the Viking bench.
There's a chorus of boos here right now in WECU court. Western faithful can't believe that call. Luke Lovelady looked like he went straight up. You can see going in. Contact looked to be initiated by Braden Olsen. Referees, however, saw that Luke Lovelady, maybe it was because he left the ground because he jumped. Maybe the collision in the air is what they saw the foul on Lovelady called. unfortunate call there for the Vikings. Olsen knocks down both of his free throws, back to a 4-point game.
Olsen has 6 on the night. A 4-point Falcon lead. Can the Vikings answer? Menace looking for TJ instead. Top of the key to Green. Green in the lane. He's bumped. No foul called, but bucket's good.
Nice job using his size there by Jalen Green. Just getting up, getting that ball high above his body, holding it up there, the floater. Knocking it down, back to 2 points. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth we go. Battle continues.
Moffitt only 8 points on the night. He's looking for 2 more, and he gets it. He has 10, 58-54, SPU. As we approach 8 minutes remaining. Falcons by 4. Lovelady outside to Green. Green in the lane, finds Lovelady for the 2-hand flush.
Nice job once again by Jalen Green. He's driven into the paint and scored so many times that Seattle Pacific has to respect it. They came out to defend him. It left Luke Lovelady wide open. Good job recognizing that, dumping it off. LL with the slam.
Moffitt again to the rack. This time he is bumped and fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. Falcons up 58-56, 7:41 remaining here in Bellingham, Washington. As you take a look at Lovelady with the hammer on Vikings TV.
Welcome to Fowler, Indiana, one of the windiest places in America, and home to 3 BP wind farms. In the off chance the wind ever stops blowing here, the lights can keep on shining thanks to our natural gas, a smart partner to renewable energy that's always ready when needed. Or not. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere to help the world keep advancing.
Back here in Bellingham, Washington, inside Carver Gym. A close contest between 2 of the top teams in conference here in the GNAC, 58-56. Falcons over the Vikings, 7:41 remaining. Sean Wally alongside Ben Bagley and our entire Vikings TV crew.
Both teams playing well here in this second half, both shooting over 50% from the floor. Falcons have scored 24 points in this half, Vikings just 19. However, 7 minutes and 41 seconds remaining. This game is going back and forth. When one team scores, the other immediately answers. Whatever team goes on a little run right around this time is going to go a long way into deciding this one. Say Western goes on a little run right here, gets a maybe 5, 6, 7 point lead. All of a sudden, Seattle Pacific has to go into comeback mode rather than keep the lead mode, and vice versa. A run here is highly, highly important, so you can avoid needing to go on a run with like 3 minutes remaining.
Moffitt misses the first free throw to the delight of the Viking faithful. Free throws crucial down the stretch. As Harry Cavill gets set to check back in for the Falcons after this free throw. Free throw good. A 3-point Falcon lead. Olsen to the bench for the Falcons, and Cavill is in.
Interesting here, 7 minutes and 41 seconds remaining. Both Rutherford and Schilder and Rojas all on the bench here for the Vikings. Let's see when or if Coach Dominguez decides to sub them back in down the stretch.
Well, 3 of the players on the floor for the Vikings in double figures in scoring. Menace, Green, and TJ. And Lovelady down low. Double team goes up strong and short, gets his own rebound, and he is fouled. Lovelady showing good energy off the bench.
Yeah, I'm certain he's a little bit disappointed there. He got the ball. He went to turn to his right in a post move. He didn't know there was another defender there. He was doubled and he didn't know it. And that's why his shot got thrown off. Let's look at it here. He wants to turn right to his right. You can see their great defense knocking him off his mark. Shot couldn't really go through. Lovelady would need to have better awareness of what's going on around him in order to get those post moves working.
Menace has the speed advantage there, but the shot is partially blocked by Medjo. Back come the Falcons, up 3.
Speed advantage, but not the size advantage on that one.
It's about the only time I've seen a backfire on him. Moffitt picks up the dribble. Hands to Calissimo. Inside 7 minutes remaining. Bellingham, Washington, Falcons by 3. Look at Lovelady with the steal. He's been injured much of the year. He's happy to be back. TJ with it now. A 3 can tie it. A 2 can pull the Vikings within 1. 6:35 remaining in Bellingham, Washington, inside Carver Gym on WECU court. Rising for 3, Trevor Jasinski, 19 on the night.
19 on the night, and he is feeling it. When he gets hot, he can go on a run like nobody else in the GNAC. Jasinski, 19 points, knocking down threes with ease. Doesn't matter if there's a defender in his face. You love to see that from the leader in a big conference game late. Vikings with the momentum. Let's see if Trevor Jasinski gets another shot on this possession.
Back come the Vikings after the Medjo miss on the 3. Vikings can retake the lead. This gym will erupt. Anderson picks up his dribble, nowhere to go. Right back to Minnis. Inside 6 minutes left here on WECU court. Minnis directing traffic after getting the offensive set from head coach Tony Dominguez. 5 to shoot. Minnis in the lane finds Lovelady, who lays it up and in. And there's the noise.
I have no idea how D'Angelo Minnis found Luke Lovelady on that one. He was down under the basket amongst the trees. I don't know how he found anything. Found Lovelady wide open, no problem. Easy basket, Vikings on top.
He's done it his whole life. D'Angelo Minnis doing good things. And we have an offensive foul to the delight of the Viking fans here inside Carver Gym. That foul is on Shaw Anderson. Grant Leap calling a timeout for the Falcons, a 30-second timeout. Vikings back in front by 2.
And what do we say about just going on a run? Vikings not on a huge run here, just a 5-0 run, a 7-1 run in the last 3 minutes of play. But look at what's happening. Vikings with all of the momentum right now. If Western can stay on this run, keep adding to their lead, even if it's a 4, 5, 6-point lead, what's happening here, Seattle Pacific, when I said the thing about the run, that was about 7 minutes. We're now at 5 minutes and 21 seconds. Check it again when we're about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes left to play. Whatever team went on that run just before crunch time has such a huge advantage when it actually is crunch time because they already have those points, that lead built up when they went on a run a little bit early. Western deciding to be the team to go on that run. They have the momentum. Trevor Jasinski is leading it right now. They're back on top. They have the lead once again, and they have the ball looking to add to it.
This is a pretty big possession right now in this contest as we approach 5 minutes left. Vikings can go up 2 possessions. Minnis to the rack. It's short. Rebound to Calissimo. SPU looking for the tie or a 3 gives them the lead. Moffitt out top. Medjo right to Cavill. Cavill working on Green. On the block. Foul is called, and Cavill will go to the line with a chance to tie the ball game.
The only reason a foul was called there on Jalen Green is because he jumped for it. He had his arm straight up in the air, a very slight height advantage. He had Cavill on the ropes. Cavill didn't look comfortable with what he was doing. However, once he got Jalen Green up in the air, he was able to use his pivot foot to get into his body, and a foul was called on Green.
Cavill makes it a 1-point game. That is his 11th point on the evening. Olsen and Kahn return for the Falcons. 4:51 left. One more free throw coming from Harry Cavill out of Kaiser, Oregon. Lets it fly, and we are tied yet again. 61 all.
Vikings with a pretty small ball roster in the game right now. Neither Schilder or Rutherford or Lovelady in the game. Right now, Trevor Jasinski, who normally plays the shooting guard position, is the tallest player on the court.
Jasinski with it. Hands off to Anderson. Fires from 3. It's good. 64-61. Anderson. I don't want to say, can he miss? I don't want to jinx the guy.
Well, he has missed a couple times, so the pressure's off out there already. But, man, is he electric from deep. Great that he's butting into this role late in the season. Vikings certainly are going to use him quite a bunch headed into the postseason.
And look who got the rebound. Anderson doing great things on both ends of the floor. 4:08 left in Bellingham, Washington. Sion Rojas in front of his own bench. TJ top of the key. Looking for Green down low. And a foul called on the Falcons. That'll be on Shaw Anderson. Four minutes exactly left in Bellingham, Washington. Timeout on the floor. Vikings up 64-61. This is the prize fight you thought it would be.
Yes, it absolutely is. I wouldn't be surprised here if Grant Leap, head coach of the Seattle Pacific Falcons, is dialing up some way to take away Leif Anderson. What the Falcons want to avoid, what the Vikings want to exploit, is for them to try and focus on Anderson, do something different defensively, and just key in on Anderson, and that will open up something else for the Vikings. So I'm sure Seattle Pacific right now trying to figure out a way to both, A, stop Leif Anderson from just raining down threes on them, but B, not be exposed to something else, maybe a backdoor cut by Jalen Green when they're coming out to try and defend Anderson on the three-point line, something of that nature. Vikings should not simply keep relying on the hot hand of Anderson or Trevor Jasinski here. He needs to get creative and keep coming up with different ways to attack the Seattle Pacific defense, keep them on their toes. Creativity is normally what wins out here. 4 minutes to go. 3-point lead. Let's see how creative head coach Tony Dominguez is going to get. Like one more look at Anderson, well beyond that line, knocking it down. No problem for him. He is 3 of 5 from 3 in the game. Vikings shooting 36% from deep. Seattle Pacific shooting 33% from deep. We also mentioned earlier, Vikings are 14-1 this season when shooting a higher field goal percentage. Right now they are shooting 51%, Seattle Pacific 44%. So season historically saying it's favoring the Vikings right now.
Jalen Green out of Renton, Washington to the line. He has 10 points for the Vikings, one of 3 players in double figures. Green lets the free throw fly. Rims out. 3-point Viking lead. We are inside 4 minutes. The chant of defense here in Carver Gym. Olsen, way out beyond the three-point line, now drives. He's at the free throw line. Moffitt with it now. Moffitt goes behind the back, loses dribble momentarily. 7 to shoot. Moffitt, the floater is good. 64-63, Vikings by 1.
Moffitt had D'Angelo Minnis on him. Good job there exploiting that size advantage using the post move. D'Angelo Minnis, unfortunately, he's a great defender. Post, not his best place defending.
Lovelady back in for the Vikings. Jasinski wanting the foul, gets it, and the bucket is good. Trevor Jasinski now with 21 on the night going to the line.
And certainly a shooter's touch there for Jasinski. He has a little bit of a smirk on his face right now. You can see, gotta wait, just threw the ball up there off the backboard, hit the rim 4 or 5 times, knock it down, no problem for number 24.
Jasinski equaling his night Thursday when he had 21 points. He's going to eclipse that, if not now, in the next 3:17.
Jasinski has improved on his scoring in 4 straight games. He had 7 points back against Alaska Anchorage, and then he had 11, then he had 13, then he had 21, now he has 22. Getting better every game late is what you love to see from any player on your roster, but especially the leader, senior captain in Trevor Jasinski.
Cavill with it, guarded by Green. 3 minutes and counting in Bellingham. And a foul is called on Jalen Green. He doesn't understand what he did wrong. 3rd foul on Jalen.
They're saying that Jalen Green used an arm bar, which is a pretty standard form of defending in the post. You just basically put your arm right on the back of whoever's trying to back you down. I guess they must have seen that Jalen Green extended with that arm. As it stands, Cavill knocks down the first free throw. If it comes down to free throws, which both teams are in the bonus, Seattle Pacific shoots 80.3% as a team. Vikings shoot about 75% as a team.
It is a 1-possession game. Vikings clinging to a 2-point lead. 2:50 left in Bellingham, Washington. Green all alone under the basket. Somehow finds Jasinski. The shot is blocked. Tony Dominguez clearly wanted a foul, didn't get it. Falcons can tie.
I was going to say, here's that second part in the game, late in the game, where a run is crucially important between around 2.5 minutes to go. Whoever goes on a run here will also have a great advantage headed down into the final minute and final 30 seconds.
Moffitt ties the game. The SPU bench wanted a foul. They didn't get it. 67 all. Must see YouTube TV. Are you kidding me?
Western has to find a way to score here. They do not want to trail going into the final 2 minutes of play.
Menace doing a little shake and bake, goes baseline, finds Luke Lovelady for the two-hand jam.
Great dunk there by Lovelady, getting up strong with intent to dunk. And also, phenomenal job by D'Angelo Menace, once again driving baseline amongst the trees, somehow finding Lovelady with a nice, clean bounce pass. Vikings with the lead, under 2 to play.
Can the Falcons answer? Going baseline, that's Anderson, ball out of bounds, and it's Viking basketball, and the gym is going nuts.
Jalen Green on the last possession was called for a foul in the post. This time, they go right back at Jalen Green again, and he says, no way. Take a look here at the Luke Lovelady dunk. Getting up, throwing it down. Minute 30 to play. Vikings with a 2-point lead once again. Basket here will go a long ways in deciding it. A 2-possession game is much, much different than a 1-possession game.
If you ask me, you got to go Trevor or Menace. 10 to shoot for the Vikings. Menace with the basketball. Menace.
Double team on him.
Anderson. Money? No. Missed that one. 2-point Viking lead. We have 60 seconds to play in Bellingham, Washington. SPU needs a bucket. They're down 2. Lovelady fouls Moffitt. No shot. It'll be a foul on the floor. Sending Moffitt to the line. He has 15 points tonight. That is, wow. Can't be right. The scoreboard says it's on Jalen Green. Green's like, that wasn't me. Yeah.
If it is on Jalen Green, that is his 4th. However, it looks like timeout here by the Vikings. I believe one of the coaches will ask to see that reviewed. Looks like it's going to stay on Jalen Green for the time being. That is 4 on him. It looks like the referees will be going to the monitor here to review who that foul was on. Jalen Green, if it stands, that'll be 4 personal fouls on him. Right now, Schilder, Lovelady, and Rutherford, each only with 2. Also, very interesting to note, we mentioned at about 10 minutes remaining in the game, Lovelady was in, both Schilder and Rutherford on the bench. They've remained on the bench for the entirety of this crunch time in the second half. Looks like Lovelady has the hot hand. Coach Dominguez trusts him, and it leaves Mount Schilder and the great athletic Cam Rutherford on the bench. They've been on the bench for the last 8 or 9 minutes of gameplay.
Jalen Green explaining to head coach Tony Dominguez, there's no way I was on the other side of the court. Can't be on me. He doesn't want to pick up 4 fouls. Yeah, they are changing it to Luke Lovelady. Don't know how 22 was even an option other than he was on the court.
Green and Lovelady each with 3 personal fouls now. As we mentioned earlier, or about the first off, let's take a look at this replay here. See, Jalen Green is in the far corner. Clearly the foul was on Luke Lovelady. Missed it by the referees, but good job correcting it.
Moffitt hits the free throw.
About the centers for Western, Schilder has played 15 minutes, Rutherford played 12 minutes, and Lovelady has played 9. Looks like the Vikings just going with the hot hand here down the stretch.
Moffitt to tie. Cannot. Rebound to TJ. Vikings need a bucket to stay up by at least 1 possession. 48 seconds and counting. The redshirt freshman directing traffic for Western Washington. Stay tuned post game. A Viking win assures. We'll be talking to head coach Tony Dominguez. Lovelady down low, taking control, off, window, and in. Luke Lovelady showing out tonight.
Beautiful post control, keeping his pivot foot, getting his defender up and off to the side, rotating back around. Sweet touch off the glass. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful post move there by Luke Lovelady, putting the Vikings up 3 with under 30 seconds to play. Right now he's getting chance with Luke. They're not booing him, they're just saying his name. Let's go take a look at it. Lovelady getting down under. Post move, swim move through, ripping it under, through contact as well. There could have been a foul called. I guess that's why they're keeping Luke Lovelady in. He has the hot hand. Great post move. Vikings up by 3.
Nice to see Lovelady doing great things at the end of the year. He's had a rough season with injuries. You know he's got a lot of pent-up aggression and energy that he saved up part of the season when he was on the bench.
Yes, I'm sure he has. And for these Vikings, they've been riddled with injuries all year long. Sion Rojas is injured. Luke Lovelady's been injured. Schilder has been hurt. You see Jalen Green with tape on his hand today. Finally, everybody at home, if you're a Viking fan, knock on wood here, everybody healthy going into the postseason. At one point, the Vikings had only dressed 8 for a game. During that rough stretch when they went 2-5, they were just riddled with injuries. Everybody finally healthy, full of energy, full of life. And if they play well for 28.3 more seconds, they will knock off the #1 team in the GNAC.
What a battle here inside Carver Gym tonight. Vikings were once up 11. SPU fought back, had a lead of their own, but now it's a 3-point game. 28.3 remaining. Shot clock at 26 for the Falcons. A 3 ties it. A 2 gets them closer. Moffitt ready with the basketball. Jalen Green on him. Moffitt to the rack, going baseline. Outside Cavill. Cavill now in the lane. The up and under Jalen Green. Shot won't go. Ball saved. SPU throws it right to Leif Anderson, and he is fouled. Carver Gym is rocking.
Tremendous defensive possession there by the Vikings. Everybody stayed home. Nobody jumped on what Seattle Pacific wanted to do. Everybody stayed right on their mark. Nobody got out of position. They forced a turnover. With 10.3 seconds remaining, Vikings can make it a 2-possession game.
Leif Anderson needs at least one of these free throws. Good. Listen to this crowd.
Carver Gym right now is rocking everybody on their feet. Leif Anderson, he has 10 points in this game, can make it a 5-point game, 2 possessions.
He does exactly that, and he will be joining me post-game after we talk to head coach Tony Dominguez. Moffitt for 3, rims out. Lovelady the rebound. Minnis has it, and that is the ball game. What a fight tonight in Carver Gym.
Vikings fired up, knocking off the first-place Falcons. Vikings improving to 12-6 in GNAC play, 17-9 overall. SPU falling to 20-6, 16 and now 2 in the GNAC, just their second GNAC loss. These two teams are headed for a collision course, ready to meet back up in the GNAC tournament. They split the season series. Great rivalry game. As always, fun, excitement. Gotta love the fireworks tonight here in Bellingham. Vikings final score, Western 73, SPU 68.
As we await head coach Tony Dominguez here on the postgame show and Luke Lovelady to talk about his big night and his return to Carver Gym. Tony Dominguez set to join me here after the big 73-68 win. What a big battle this was for both teams. The top team coming into this one in the GNAC, Seattle Pacific University, now has their second in-conference loss, thanks to head coach Tony Dominguez and his Western Washington Vikings. Coach, wow, what a game.
Definitely, yes, for sure. They're very good. They're very good. We're very focused. I don't have the stats in front of me. I don't know if you have a copy, but I'm guessing that we have low turnovers compared to what we've been doing. Yeah, we had 8 turnovers and 22 assists. That was a key for us. Still didn't move the ball as well as we'd like to, but we did a good job in the end.
What's the key to your team rising to the occasion to come out and beat SPU's 15-1 coming into tonight?
Well, yeah, and I'm not going to make a lot of excuses. Seattle Pacific's good. Our entire league is really good. Our personal journey, we've had a lot of injuries, and it's been tough to be consistent. And we're now on our 3rd game with almost everybody back, minus Tucker. So we're getting a lot of consistency. But give credit to the other teams as well.
One more home game Tuesday night. Should be fun.
Should be a blast. We got a long way to go, but we're excited about tonight for sure.
And we'll look forward to Tuesday night, and then one more final game on the road and the GNAC tournament up next.
For sure. We're just going to worry about Tuesday.
Let's do that.
Yeah, I think there's so many keys. Luke didn't play in the first half and did a great job in the second half. Trevor came alive. He's been playing well as of late, and so it's been fun to watch these guys develop.
Coach, you mentioned Luke. What does it mean for him to have a good night since he's been injury-riddled this season?
Well, we've got like 6 or 7 or 8 guys that all should be starters, but we don't have, going to play 5. Luke's one of them, and then he got hurt, and so his role is definitely different. For him not to be able to play in the first half and come out in the second half and be a big contributor was huge. I would say Luke was monumental at the end of that game for sure.
Tony, go enjoy this one, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Head coach Tony Dominguez joining us here after the 73-68 victory. We got set for Luke Lovelady to join us. Big number 21, Luke Lovelady joining us courtside. Welcome back to WECU Court, man. It's been a little bit of a tough journey for you here this season, injury-riddled, but you're back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I know I'm kind of getting in and out of the lineup, trying to get my head right, and I told Coach I'm ready to go. 12 minutes left. Put me in. I'll get the job done. So,
you obviously have some pent-up aggression and a lot of energy from not playing a majority of the season. You did a great job in the second half. What was your mindset?
I just said, Coach said, "You ready to go?" And I said, "Yeah, put me in," because we weren't hitting our threes a lot. So I was like, he said, "Are you ready to go?" And I said, "Yeah, let's get it down low. Let's start running, trying to get it down low, basically." So I said, "Give me the ball down there, and I'll go to work."
Injuries have been a concern for the entire team this year.
Yep.
But now that you guys are getting mostly healthy, minus Tuck, things seem to be flowing really well.
The energy, once we have everybody back, it's that you can just tell the energy and warm-ups, everything. It's kind of hard sometimes. We have 8, 9 players and stuff, but when we're full roster, we're ready to go. Everyone's hyped, ready for the game, so we came out big win.
One more home game Tuesday night. You ready?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. We're one more, and that's it. Let's get it.
All right, Luke, go enjoy this one. Great game tonight.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate your time.
Good to see you.
Luke Lovelady joining us here post-game after the big 5-point win, 73-68, as we'll get final thoughts from Ben Bagley. This gym's still loud.
This gym's still loud, and everybody is fired up. What a win by the Vikings tonight, 5-point victory. Earlier this season, they had an 8-game win streak, then they went on a rough 2-5 stretch. Now they're back on a 3-game win streak. What was going wrong in that 2-5 stretch? Their offense was just in shambles. They didn't really know what was going on. The 3-point ball was not falling at all. Look at this game. They shot over 50% from the floor, almost 35% from 3, 22 assists there at the bottom, way more assists than they had turnovers. This offense right now is clicking, and it is clicking at the exact right time. Just 2 games now to go in the regular season before Western looks like they will have a trip to the GNAC tournament, which is hosted by Seattle Pacific University.
Vikings improved to 12-6 in conference, 17-9 overall. Falcons fall to 20-6 overall, 16-2 in conference after losing just their second conference game. Still a really great team the Falcons have, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with at Seattle Pacific.
If you're now leaving this broadcast, you should head over and watch the Western women taking on the University of Alaska Anchorage. That game is just underway. Both teams will be action right here at Carver Gymnasium on Tuesday. Women are playing at 5:15 p.m. Men are playing at 7:30. Be sure to join us on the broadcast for both games.
Enjoy this one. Hope you liked this great GNAC battle. Vikings win at 73-68 for everybody here at Vikings TV. For Ben Bagley, I'm Sean Wally. We will talk to you Tuesday night right back here on Vikings TV.